Welcome back, Bob the Vaping Computer Guy. Today we're taking a look at the Sense Blazer Nano. So this is the Sense Blazer Nano. Nice little, I don't know, do you want to call it mouth to lung? It could be a mouth to lung or restrictive lung hit, which is kind of how I'm using it. With a little higher nicotine juice in there. Dive down to the table, take a look at it, and then we're going to talk about it. Alright, so let's take a look at the Blazer Nano Tank by Sense. And there you go. Let's pop her open. Let's see the normal goodies that are in here. So you got your extra glass, if I can ever get it out of there. You got your extra glass and your O-rings, like you always do. You got a coil. Let's see if they're both the same coils that it's coming with, or if they're different. As you can see, I haven't used this one yet. So this is a 1.2 ohm coil, rated at 15 to 40 watts. Alright, I believe the coil that's in there is the same, but we will find out. Standard 510 drip tip. Nice tight O-rings on that. There's your fill. Nice and easy right on top there. Alright. So you open it up, and as you fill in there, that's your air release. So you can stick whatever you want in there, and the air will still be able to escape to allow the juice to go in. Alright. That's easy. 15 to 40 watt, 1.8 ohm. So this one is a 1.8 ohm, 15 to 40 watts. This is a 1.2 ohm, 15 to 40 watts. So the same wattage on both of these. Alright. Cigarette, if you want to say it, or cigarette, the way they say it. Designed and manufactured. There's your 510. Glasses on there tight. There we go. Looks like some nice beefy O-rings on there. Pretty standard. So, said this is the 15 to 40 watt 1.8 ohm coil, and I'm going to use that first. Got some high nick juice I'm going to throw in there. Put that glass back on. Top back on. And there you go. It's the Blazer Nano. Measurements. Let's give you some measurements. So, this is a 21.38, not even a 22 millimeter tank. 21.38 millimeters. Without the drip tip, you're talking about 32 millimeters in height. With the supplied drip tip, you're talking about 40 millimeters. Alright. So, I'm going to vape on this thing for a while, and then we'll go back up top and tell you what I think about it. So there you go. One thing I didn't show you in the close-up there was the airflow. The airflow is 2 Cylon slots on both sides. It is free spinning from open to close, and it does have stoppers, okay? So you can adjust it however you want. I like it fully open as a restrictive lung hit. I'm not much of a mouth-to-lung vapor. I'm normally vaping 1 milligram nicotine. So I could throw this in here with some 3 milligram, which is normally way too much for me on a super sub-ohm tank or a dripper. Where on here 3 milligrams I can get by. Even then it goes straight to my head a little quick after a few hits. But as a restrictive lung hit, it is vaping great. I really like this tank, and the coils are just wonderful. So vaping it on my this is the Arctic Dolphin Asmodus mod, okay, stabilized wood mod there. Vaping it on, this is the 1.7 ohm coil at 32 watts. I don't know if that focuses. There you go. And she's vaping great. Let me give you a little specs on it. We'll I always do that. Let's throw them up over there. So I gave you the measurements before, but it's 1 11/16 of an inch by 7/8 of an inch, according to my vapor store where I bought mine from. 23 millimeter tank, standard 510, 2 milliliter capacity, top fill design, adjustable bottom airflow ring. Comes with 2 coils. It comes with the 1.2 ohm coil, which is rated at 15 to 40 watts, and the 1.8, which is this one, coil that's rated also at 15 to 40 watts. So you got to play around with it. I'm finding 32 watts on the 1.8 ohm coil is good, and on the 1.2, just a little more power, closer to the 40 watt range seems to be working good. Got some of this Strawberry Queen. It's normally 6 milligrams. As you can see, I wrote it on there so I wouldn't miss that and blow up my brain with 6 milligrams. But I've been mixing it with a little bit of my own home strawberry mix, bringing it down to a 3 milligram juice, and she's just great strawberry. No cons on this thing. Comes in a bunch of colors. See if I can get a picture up there for you. You got the gold, you got the rainbow, the stainless, the black, and I got the blue. And it's vaping great. If you like a little bit more restrictive hit, this might be a good choice for you. It's a little small, but it's great. That the advantage of these kind of tanks, which I don't vape on often, is you can throw them on a single 18650 mod and make it through the day. At 32 watts on this thing, not straight vaping because it's a higher nicotine for me. I'm going back and forth to it. Easily make it the full day. Where if this was an 80, you were vaping this on 80 watts. You need a dual 18650 or you're replacing that battery every hour. So it's really nice on there in a small tank, higher nicotine juice, or mouth to lung. You can use this as a mouth to lung. All you got to do is tighten that airflow down a little bit, and it works great. This tank is pretty inexpensive. It's going for $16.99. That's why when I saw it, I said I got to get one of these and try it out, and I'm very happy with it. The coils are nice. The coils are tasting good. Maybe about a 3-hit break-in period on the coils until the taste started to come through. You just wet your coils, wet the coil before you put it in, put your juice in, let it sit for 60 seconds. Just give it a little bit on the low power side, go like 7-8 watts lower than you really have to. Start it on 25 watts, do 3 or 4 hits on that thing, and then start bringing it up 3 watts at a time until you get it to a good taste. Don't go over that 40 watts, you'll burn out the coil, and then you throw it out and you buy a new one. But other than that, for 17 bucks, I think it's doing a great job, and I'm very happy with it. There's no cons to this thing. The filling is what's really nice on here. You close this down, you turn that top. I'm not going to do too much because I'm going to spill it. You pour your juice in there, and they're smart. They give you that extra hole, so when you stick even if you're sticking a dropper in there, no matter how big it is, you still got that extra airflow hole on there, so you're not going to mess that up and not get your juice in there and spill it all over yourself. You have that extra hole to allow for the displacement of the air. As you put juice in, the air that's in there has to go somewhere. And if the hole is too small and the air can't escape, the juices are going to back up on you because it can't really get in there. So it's nice to have that extra hole. It prevents you from making a mess when you're trying to fill the juice on there. Again, it's only a 2 milliliter tank. It's for the EU regulations. But when you're vaping on lower wattage, you're not going to burn through juice like you think you might. So it goes a lot slower on that juice burn there. I can't think of the words. But right now, this is vaping great. I'd say on a tank like this, 2 milliliter size at 33 watts, 32 watts, going back and forth, I probably get an hour and a half of vapor out of this thing, which is just wonderful because you're not vaping as much when you're vaping a higher nicotine. That's kind of the point. I wouldn't vape on this. Well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't vape on it all day. If I want to take this in the car with a higher nicotine, I'm going for a long drive, I know the battery's going to last, I know I'm not going to have to fill it much, it's pretty good. But I've been keeping it on my desk, going back and forth to it between different vapes all day. Sometimes I have other juices with 1 milligram and you just want that higher nic. So I pick this up and I do a vape on it. And it's great. And it's a nice thing to have different tastes around too. If you like me, I can't vape one thing. I got to have 3 or 4 or 5 flavors going at all times. At least 2 if I go out of the house. I take 2 with me just so I know I can jump back and forth between the tastes. Because you get bored of one too fast, you switch to another one. 17 bucks. If that's an extra tank you want to throw on a mod, can't beat that. So there you go. That is the Sense Blazer Nano. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.